Welcome back. It is now time for our weekly Ask the Vet segment. Dr. Mark Wasaki of Avery Creek Pet Hospital joins us. Okay, I'm taking a vote. Snow or no snow this week?
Oh, I'd rather have no snow.
No snow.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm voting for it.
Okay.
Okay, we bounce each other out. Okay, let's get to the questions this morning. Mike Owenby says, I just lost my Pomeranian to an autoimmune disease. Is this becoming more common?
Well, autoimmune diseases, the immune systems, they help protect our bodies from disease and infections.
Right.
And an autoimmune disease is when the immune system attacks healthy, normal tissue by mistake. What causes that mistakes, we're not completely sure. Definitely genetics and environmental pollutants and toxins do play a part. As far as if we see them more commonly, I haven't seen any studies that indicate that we're seeing it more often. Okay. It might be the fact that certainly I think our world is becoming more increasingly polluted, so that may have some factors into it. But I also think that veterinary medicine is a lot more sophisticated, and we're able to diagnose a lot of conditions more than maybe in the old days. Okay. So it may just be the fact that we're better at
right.
diagnosing the
right.
problem, and that may see it. The diseases can attack the blood cells, it can attack skin and connective tissue, muscle tissue, endocrine systems, and unfortunately they're not curable, and as unfortunate for this poor dog, they can be pretty serious sometimes.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that, Mike. Next question this morning. Brenda Rayburn says, what is the best method of pill giving? Listen to this. Every month I have to break up the flea pill, wrap it in cheese, and put it down my dog's throat. It's a horrible ordeal.
Yeah, unfortunately, dogs can sometimes be their own worst enemies when it comes to taking medication to help keep them healthy. Sounds like hiding it in food is a good trick. Maybe something a little smellier to mask the smell of the pill, something like Limburger cheese maybe, or liverwurst or something like that. Another trick that can sometimes work is you kind of play a game with them where you take a little bit of the treat and just kind of throw it and have the dog catch it, and the second time have it catch it a second time, and the third time has the pill into it, so now you've got them all excited. And
just the pill?
With the treat around it, and then give them another treat without the pill in it. And sometimes play that game when they don't need medication and you're just giving them giving them the treat so they can't expect it. So those can be some tricks. With flea medications, there are some very, very good flea medications that are topical. So if you have a hard time giving the oral medications, then a topical one might be a good idea too.
Final question this morning. Debbie Smith says, my bulldog keeps getting eye infections. Why?
Well, there could be a number of things. Oftentimes, eye problems can be irritations, it can be infections, and there can be a lot of underlying eye conditions that we see. If you think about it, dogs are down there sniffing around, so they must get a lot more dust and pollens and dirt up in their eyes than we ever would. So oftentimes it can be irritation. But bulldogs particularly are prone to several eye conditions. Some of the more common ones, there's a condition called entropion, where the eyelid is kind of rolled in and then the hair will rub up against the cornea and cause problems. They can have conditions where the eyelashes, either they're growing in the wrong direction and rubbing against it, or they have an extra row of eyelashes. Those can cause problems. And bulldogs are also prone to a disease called KCS or dry eye. And this is actually an autoimmune disease, like in the first question, where it affects the tear-producing glands in the eyes, and they don't produce tears normally. So obviously my best advice would be to take the dog into the veterinarian, and they can diagnose the underlying problem and hopefully treat that.
Thank you so much, Doctor,
You're
for
very
coming
welcome.
in. And if you have a question for next week, you can head over to our News 13 Facebook page and ask.